Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Malikicowtipper going to bring you another game of StarCraft 2, and today my opponent is AhOhltzXray. Yeah, I don't quite know how to say that, so check this out. My last 6 games, all these games I played tonight, the last 7 games have been in Antigua's shipyard all in a row. I literally cannot believe that, and actually these last 2 games were both against the exact same player. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but a lot of ZvZ tonight too. It's just absolutely crazy. Guess all the Zerg players decided to kind of crawl out from underground and be like, yeah, we're going to get on ladders tonight, we're going to kill some people. And anyway, the reason why I'm casting this game is I figured if I'm going to play this guy twice, that we're gonna, cast one of these games and bring it up. And it's kind of interesting because the first game was kind of cool. We ended up in a kind of a stalemate, trading back lings and banglings back and forth. There's a lot of stuff going on in each other's bases. And what ended up happening is I hit an infestation pit on him and tech switched into Hydra, Roach, Infester, which is kind of weird, but kind of a build that, at least for me, works well in the gold platinum level as far as that's concerned. And the reason I got the Hydras is I was really, really fearful that he was going to go Mutalisks, but having a few Hydras in the mix, maybe like 1 to 3 as far as that goes, can just really be absolutely fantastic. Hydras do so well. They share upgrades as Roaches. No reason not to mix in your army. So anyway, this game, I've decided that I'm going to do, not really necessarily cheesy, but I'm going to go for some fast speedling play as far as that goes. And the build that I'm going to do for this is pretty much my standard 1 base opening, only what I'm going to do is after I get my queen out, I'm going to stop producing drones, and then I'm going to get out about 7 to 8 groups of speedlings pretty much all at once, and they'll come out just maybe about 30 seconds before speed finishes, so it's just really good timing. It allows them to travel across the map, get speed right when they need it, and, let's just bring up all these awesome tabs right here so you guys can kind of see what's going on. And my Overlord is actually going to give me really good vision over here, so if we check this out, he's going to go for a very, very fast expand. And when I get in here and I see this just makes me think, perfect, this play is going to work out absolutely beautifully, because if there's nothing up here, there's no gas or anything like that, to me it means that he's going fast expand, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm going to bring my Overlord here to check, and for myself, we can see that my gas is down. I'll be harvesting gas off of it, hopefully just about any second now. Yeah, maybe not. I'm awesome. There we go. And my pool's down, and we can see that my pool will almost be completely completed by the time his pool even starts, which is pretty neat. And that does give you a few advantages as far as it goes. Your queen is out sooner, and to this point we can see that his second base is about halfway done, and for myself, I'll be laying mine down probably in about the next 30 seconds or so. So realistically, the idea with this build is you want to try to kill the second base. Doing it this way is a little bit more conservative. It doesn't get you your lings out quick enough in hopes of, forcing a cancel in the base, but it will force him to do a couple things. It'll force him to build units to defend it, probably more than you, because you're going to wipe out his initial units and he's going to have to overproduce. And 2, it's also, if you can get lucky, you might even be able to kill the hatchery, which would just set him back enormously. If we check out the income tab right here, we can see that we're both pretty much tied up as far as it goes, and to this point, he's winning on the expands, but I'm winning on the tech. My queen is almost out. We can see that his has just started, and my speed has already started. If we check out production right here, you can see that he's getting 2 spine crawlers. He definitely suspects some type of foul play on my part, and these spine crawlers will basically make it so I'm not going to be hitting up too much of the hatchery on the outside here. That definitely won't stop me from getting all up in his base and doing some stuff there. So check this out, my second base is now just starting to go down, and he's actually ahead of me on the food count, and that is one thing that kind of comes from this is I say this is a little bit more of a conservative build because you can see I have plenty of economy going on this one base. I have plenty of money to support this, but the deal is once you start the attack, unless the momentum is dramatically shifted, in your favor, realistically that attack's pretty much over at that point. You need to just start droning hard and have just enough units to stop whatever they're going to do, which means that you probably lay down a bangling nest right as the attack starts. We can see here, I'm going to get 4 very, very easy kills. All my lings are going to swoop in, and they're going to be like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? My speed is going to finish, and I'm going to have no problem picking these guys off. So if we check this out right here, our friend, I'm actually producing 12 more units worth of Zerglings because I'm awesome, and we can see that he's producing 10 units worth of Zerglings, but that's not going to do too much, especially if they're not placed correctly against my 14 units worth of Zerglings, especially if that mine have speed. And he is going to get, a few kills, and I'm going to run right past that queen, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to snipe out this queen. At this point, I got to try to do something with these lings, hopefully kill some of the harvesters. We check out the units killed tab right here. Nope. think it's that one right there. You can see that actually I didn't even manage to get any of his workers, which is very, very upsetting, actually. That sucks. And if we check out the units lost tab right here, we can see it was about an even exchange. We go over to the income tab, we can see that he is up 26 to 18 harvesters. So to that, I cannot say that my, conservative speedling push really did anything against him. He actually did a great job deflecting that, and right now he's the man with the economy and moving on ahead. So to kind of prevent any type of counterattacks, I'm laying down a bangling nest so I can make these zerglings super cost effective when it comes to defending my base. And realistically, he's doing exactly what he should be doing right now. If we check out production, I believe he is just macroing hard, and if I were him, I might even take a third base right now, maybe over here, but realistically, after that attack, it does leave me significantly behind, and the only reason why we're even close on food is because I have a lot of lings out in the field. We can see that I'm down on harvesters, and really the main thing that I need to do is just drone. Now, I am going to make a play with these lings. I've decided that I've built them, and they're not doing me any good sitting there guarding my base, and kind of my plan with this is just to rush in there with a bunch of banglings and see what I can make happen with them. If I can get some kills, awesome, because at this point I know I'm behind in the game, so it's more or less kind of like picking your cards and sticking with them. And we go back to the income tab right here, we can see that he's still up ahead of me on harvesters, and if I do not take advantage, if I don't manage to get some decent kills with all of these lings, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And we can see that he's producing a lot of lings, and right here, what I need is really, really good bangling control. I can't afford to just send them in and waste them on a queen or anything like that. We can see I'm going to be able to snipe off a queen here, and I'm going to kill a few of those zerglings, take them out, and right here with these zerglings, it's more or less just about trying to find a place where they can actually attack and do some damage. You can see I'm going to get a few kills here, maybe. And I'm also going to run all these lings in back here, and I'm actually going to get 4 of those banglings into the base. That's cool, and then I'm going to detonate them and kill some workers. So if we check out the income tab right here, we can see that I'm actually ahead of him on harvesters right now. And even though he still has a lot of harvesters alive, let's check out the units lost tab. All I really did was even the playing field. So to that end, he has roaches out. Neither of us have any tech. We both have 2 bases established, and we both have about the same number of workers, and I've actually droned ahead of him during the back end of that attack. So realistically, the game at this point is even, and I'm feeling pretty good after that attack because I know I did some damage, I know I killed some units. And if we check this out, he's now just getting Zergling speed. He probably realized that his Zerglings just weren't fast enough, and he's going Roach. And I like that play because if he figures I'm going to continue to hit him with hardcore ling aggression, which some Zerg players just never stop that. I've seen some matches where you're still getting banglinged and Zerglinged at the front of your base 20 minutes in. They're more or less just trying to bleed you out. To my end, I am going for lair tech, and I'm also going for roaches. We can see that I've spread my banglings out at the front of my base here, and I'm doing this just to kind of prevent any type of like sneaky Zergling run by. You don't want all your banglings clumped up just because they're all detonating and really not doing a lot of damage that way. And the reason why I'm spreading creep is I want to kind of make a wall with my evolution chambers, and we can see that I have hardcore oversaturation going on here. Right here, I'm actually up 49 to 35 harvesters, and this is kind of a mistake that I feel that he has made, where he's sitting here producing attacking units, when I really don't think he's realized just how many drones that he might have lost during that attack. He really has not reproduced, too many of them to that end. He's getting tech, and I think he's preparing, basically I've forced him to turtle. So this is one thing that can happen in ZvZ games or in any type of StarCraft game, is if you continue to apply the pressure, and if you can scare them. That's such awesome Overlord spread. I can see almost the entire edge of my base. I'm so cool. But anyway, you can almost force them to, abandon what they would normally do. And in this case, for him, it's abandoning drone. It was abandoning drone production. So it was Zerg versus Zerg. Realistically, it's army or it's drones. There really isn't an in-between as far as that goes. Maybe in like later game there is, where you need to replace some drones or something. But at this point, spending that time behind me in drone count probably wasn't the best move that he could have made. But to my part, it's not like either of us are really playing perfect games. I was able to migrate some of my workers over here, and I'm trying to get a lot of gas down. The reason why I'm trying to get gas is I'm trying to get an infestation pit, I'm trying to get roach speed, and I'm trying to get a lot of upgrades up and running, and because of all this early pressure, I neglected getting gas for a very, very long time. And it's definitely slowing my build down. We can see that I actually have a lot of unspent money. I really need a macro hatch, which is going up right now, and I'm just now starting to get this third base established. And for him, this might actually be a decent time to attack, just because my army size really isn't that large, but I think I could hold him off, especially if he's attacking in my home base. I could probably, you know, reproduce quick enough. So the game really at this point could swing either way, could go any direction. Realistically, it's all going to be about whether or not I can get this base up and running and how long he decides to turtle up in his base. We can see that, you know, he has banglings, he has zerglings, he has roaches, and as far as that's concerned, where is your evolution chamber? He's getting attack level 1, but he already has ground armor level 1, which is good, so his upgrades are actually ahead of mine, which sucks. I never like being behind in the upgrade race just because your units are that much less effective. Go back to the production tab right here. You can see that we're both pretty much committing to roach play for the middle of the game, but I think what's going to be the difference is his spread of units. Having zerglings, banglings, and roaches is really about the same as mine, but what I'm going to commit to do is doing pretty much pure roach. And we can see he's actually going to get a nice little run by with some of these zerglings, but they're just not going to find that much to kill. I haven't populated this base yet, so I felt kind of good that I hadn't migrated a lot of workers over there yet, and I'm actually just continuing to, you know, about evenly saturate. Probably used to get some more over there. And just pick up a few clean kills. I'm going to move these banglings over here just because I really don't feel as though I have a use for them anymore in this army, because I'm going to go almost pure roach. And I'm going to get some infestors in there, just kind of even some things out. My pathogen glands are done. But after that, all I'm going to do is produce roaches with this economy that I have. We can see he's getting his third up over here, and he's spreading out his units, which for roaches, I'm not sure if it's necessarily, you know, a good thing to spread out your units, because at this point, if I come in and attack, I can hit this group, and as this group comes in, they're just kind of isolated. It works out very well for Terran armies as you're trying to get a run by, and they can all just shoot the fuck out of you while you're trying to do that, but maybe he's a Terran player at heart, and that's why he's spreading these units. But if we check this out right here, all these units are not attacking, and that's an entire time where my units are able to get a massive concave, and I'm able to pick off a lot of easy kills right there. And see here that his army, again, is still separated. I'm not sure if he's necessarily... Let's just see what he's doing. Yeah, he's not even necessarily paying attention to the battle that's going on, which I completely understand. You need to get your inject on and stuff like that. But those troops just were not doing anything, and now I have a massive death ball, and he has very few forces. Let's just check out both of our APMs. We can see that I'm averaging about 58, he's about 53, and, you know, that's pretty low, all things considering. We're both relatively high right now because there's a battle going on, but you can tell that this is, you know, gold, platinum league play, nothing too fancy as far as that's concerned. If we go back to the production tab right here, we can see that my food count is now quite a bit higher than his, and now that his third base is down and he won't be harvesting off of it, and actually all I'm doing is grabbing gas off this one. I really could use the minerals just to produce more troops, but I'm food blocked, so that's okay, and he's actually sending these guys over here to harvest off the gold. Very sneaky, but realistically right here, even though I'm attacking straight into his base and his upgrades are better than mine, I think because his army was so split and so fragmented, it didn't allow him to deal maximum potential with this. And right now, with this many roaches up in your base, it's just really not the position you want to be in. I'm more or less just going to kind of brute force my way into this game, and he had said something about a bunch of infestors out on the field. Let's just take a look at the army tab. No, not that one, the units tab. And we can see that he has an infestor out, but I think it's just this one. Nope, he has one infestor, and I think he was expecting more of them as far as that goes. And I'm all like, well, hey buddy, I don't know what happened to the infestors. I probably killed them while they were all spread out over here. And, you know, that's pretty much going to be the game. And I just felt that after playing so much Antigua Shipyard tonight, that I just needed to cast one of these games, and maybe if I did, that the gods of StarCraft would say you've played enough Antigua Shipyard for a Zerg tonight, you can go on and do, you know, a more Zerg-friendly map. And at this point, I figured, you know what, I played him twice, and I was going to do the shorter of the two games. The first game was like a 35-minute game, and I've casted so many long games lately that I needed something that was a little bit more relaxing, a little bit more straightforward, and I thought there was a decent amount of strategy in this one between the both of us, so I hope you guys enjoyed the game. This is Malikicowtipper, signing out.